Here comes Peter Cottontail, hopping down the bunny trail. Hippity hoppity, Easter's on his way. Something, something, bunny joy. Hey guys, if you're tuning in, just make sure you say hi in the comments, please. Oh yeah, comments. I'm on it. There we go. Yay, Jocelyn from Alberta. Nice to see you. That's how I assume people in Alberta talk. Just kidding. I know we're all from Canada. Howdy. Sorry, I'm a huge nerd. Who's ready to paint a bunny today? Yay! Oh, hey, Nancy. How's it going? Hey, Stevie. Oh, yeah, I know. Working from home. It can be quite challenging, can't it? I basically get a couple days a week to do this stuff right now. Hey, Bernie. Hey, Pam. Or Claudia. How's it going? Michigan. Nice. I'm not expecting a whole lot of people to be on here today because it is absolutely gorgeous outside. I don't know how it is over on the other side. Stevie from Vancouver Island. Michigan's close, so I assume it's pretty much the same there. It's super gorgeous out, so, I didn't know it was going to be gorgeous 5 days ago when I posted this. Otherwise, I'd probably be outside right now. So, yeah, we'll have fun painting a bunny. We won't, take our sweet time. We'll make sure we get back outside because it's so nice outside. Hey, Suzanne from Kitchener. Yay, Liam and Caitlin. And Stephanie from Oshawa. Hey, Tina and Sierra. Hi, Emerson and Ryan. That's a sweet way to spell her name. Or his name, I'm not sure. Let me know. Just settling in. I know, oh my goodness, it's so beautiful out. Amazing. It's just thank goodness for quarantine in the spring, right? Am I right? Or am I right? Right? Yeah, it's been pretty nice. Nice long walks. Hi, Bernie. Yeah, I know. You know what? Painting outside is a very romantic thing. I think plein air painting is definitely an amazing way to practice and do your paints and stuff. But to lug all my stuff outside, it's just, like I say all the time, I'm kind of a lazy painter. So I always suggest, so anybody who's wants to do this all the time, since I really found my love for painting, the secret sauce trick is to literally just have it set up somewhere all the time. So you don't forget that you want to do it and you're not oh, I have to drag out all my paint stuff. Just have a little spot in your corner, somewhere in your house, even if it's a little corner of a table, just to have your paints and your easel and stuff or whatever you use set up. And then you don't have an excuse. And then, at least you can pick away at it a few minutes at a time. Oh, Jordan C. She's painting outside, or he's painting outside, which is awesome. Hi, Allie and Emma from Indiana. Sweet. Too hot outside in South Carolina. Yeah, for sure. Unless you're in the shade, maybe that would be nice. But yeah. Hi, Rebecca and Madeline from Windsor. Yeah, I'm super excited too. Hey, Ruth. No old Hera. I'm not expecting a whole lot of people today. Like I said, it's just, it's outside. So I'm going to assume there's going to be a lot of replays after this one. And I'm going to kind of switch it up a little bit as to how we bunny. So anybody who's here on early, I'm very adamant about painting our whole background first. And usually I choose to do it that way because when you paint the whole background, then you don't have to worry about like getting in and around edges, especially if it's like a really intricate painting. But this is not a very intricate painting. So what we're going to do is we're going to paint the bunny head outline first, and then we're going to paint the background around it. But I'll say that when we get started in about 9 minutes. So we got lots of time to say hi. Hi, Saskia. Oh, gorgeous. Hi, Maggie and Claire from LaSalle, and Olivia and Jen. Yay. Hi, guys. Good to see you again. Hey, Gail. Yeah, first time. Thank you for showing up. That's awesome. And Vicky, it's your first time with your 3 daughters. Sweet. Stoked you guys made it. That's amazing. Me and my daughter Cecilia turning in from Guelph. That's awesome. Or tuning in, I should say. I'm really, really glad you guys are showing up. It's really awesome. How's school going? How's the first week of like virtual school for everybody? Hey, Alexis. Yay, I'm glad you made it. Hi, Deb. I'm glad you're showing up, guys. I see laughter, so does that mean that like it's been going really good? The schooling. Hey, Tracy. Yes, I'm stoked you're here. Awesome. I'm sure you're very familiar with this painting. We've painted it before with your group. Hey, Aletha. And I hate saying names that I don't know how to pronounce, so I'm sorry if I said that wrong. Devin Brooke. Sweet. Hi, Peyton. Yay, I'm glad you guys are trying it out. I have to say, you know, I am in the deep south of the county, of Essex County, and we don't have cable or anything here. So, you know, we have to rely on our satellite signals. So I apologize if anything happens to kind of go awry a little bit in the internet department. It seems like everybody's on the internet these days, so sometimes it gets a little backed up. So if for any reason I might freeze up in your screen or something, it's a really good practice, the age-old unplug and plug back in. So just shut down Facebook and restart it, and I doubt I'll be much further along. Just if things get a little crazy internet-wise. Hey, June and Janessa and Sierra. I still need to work on getting my romper room mirror going. I'm just going to pretend I'm holding it. Oh, Clody says hi from New Brunswick. Yay. I see you. Like I'm creeping. I got coffee. Oh, good. Coffee and water. It's lovely. So I hope everybody's got their colors ready. We'll get started in just a couple minutes. I just want to make sure everybody tunes in and says hi. Yay, Sloan. Awesome. Oh, cool. That's so cool. My daughter goes to school with a girl named Sloan. Well, daycare. They're not in school yet, so I'm kind of happy about that. Yeah, no problem, Gail. I'm stuck inside too, so we gotta paint. We gotta do something together, right? It's pretty great that we can do this together. Hey, from Baltimore, Diane. Hey, Brielle and Emerlyn and Cora, say hi. Hi. Hi, Riley and Cottam. Hey, from South Carolina. Sweet, that's awesome. Thanks for showing up, Caitlin. That's sweet. I'm stoked your group's here. That's awesome. Thank you for the owl mug. So, I would take a 25-cent thrift store mug over a $20 fancy, schmancy, I don't know what kind of mugs cost that much money, but sometimes they do. And this was a total score. I got 2 of these for 50 cents each at the thrift store. And I like a small coffee mug because I like my coffee hot. So I know that when it's a small mug, I will drink it before it goes cold. That's my coffee theory there for you. Hi, Posey. Oh, yay. Happy birthday. Awesome. So cool. Hi, everybody. All right. We are going to get started in just a second here. Yeah, I know. It's really cool. The internet. What an amazing place. Hi, Emily. Hi, Jacqueline from Maidstone, and Deanna, and the Phil kids from Jarrettsville. Where's Jarrettsville? Hi, Susan from Tilbury, and Brianna, and Alessia, and Alexander. Yay, that's so great. I'm glad you guys are showing up on this beautiful day. I'm going to start pouring some paints on my palette. So basically, we're going to do the background first. So whatever colors you have that you're going to do for the background, I'm going to use teal and white for the background. And then I'll use pink and white for the bunny. Yay, Brianna. Okay, I think I got some birthday singing that needs to happen today. All right. Oh, I'm glad you guys are here. Awesome. Thanks, Tanya and Renee and Nolan and Eloise and LaSalle. Yeah, you know, internet these days is pretty unreliable, especially out here, so I apologize. The Derbyshire kids from Harrah. Nice to see you guys. Welcome. And like I said in my post, your bunny doesn't have to be pink. Your bunny can be whatever color you want it to be. That's the best part about being creative and being a painter, is that you get to choose your colors. And some colors are a little bit easier to use than others, I have to say. But if at any point you're in doubt and your colors aren't going on very good, I always just mix a little white in with it, and it seems to do a really good job filling in those little spaces. Yeah, I make a lot of weird noises while I'm painting. You will see that. So, I'm going to start this party off by saying happy birthday to all the birthday folks out there. And, just for fun, let's just sing happy birthday together. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear. Everybody's birthday it is today. Happy birthday to you. And many more that are not in quarantine. You gotta get out of here. Okay, perfect. Happy birthday. It's my birthday at the end of the month. Maybe I'll have to have a special paint party, birthday party. We'll see. So I'm feeling anxious, so I just want to get this party started. I'm just going to go over the logistics first, and then we can get painting and then get back outside, because that is where we should all be right now. So thank you guys for showing up today. It is a gorgeous day here in Colchester, Ontario. I live near the beach, so I'll definitely be hitting that up after we paint together here. Hi, Kaylee and Kenzie. I'm glad you guys are here. Thanks, Tanya. So I have been painting for a super duper long time, and it is literally my favoriteest thing to do. And I'm so glad that I get to share it with so many people right now, because whenever I'm feeling stressed or anxious or out of sorts in any way, I mean, I'm a painter and I even forget this sometimes, but truly, it's not about the outcome of the painting. It's about the feeling that we get when we are actually painting. It just feels so good to get those creative juices out, feel the flow, and just work with our paintbrushes and paints. It's a really good lesson in letting go of the outcome, but it also helps us let go of whatever kind of pent up emotions that we're feeling at the time too. So really try and feel that. Don't try and make like this perfect bunny. It doesn't matter what your bunny looks like. I'm going to look like a bunny in the end. It's more about like just feeling good together. Okay? So thumbs up to that. As far as this whole thing is concerned, I love doing this for you guys for free, no problem. But I have had several requests where people can send me money or donate. 100% not necessary. But in the description of this video and then also in the comments, I put a few links. If you feel totally loving this, you can send money, and if not, it's 100% awesome. So with that said, let's get this party started. Okay, so we're painting this bunny. And I was saying before, normally, this is how this is going to work. I'm going to be like, hey, blah, blah, blah. And then we're going to turn it, and then blah, 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 blah. So this is what you're going to see most of the time, is just me painting. But here is our beautiful bunny that we'll be painting together. And normally for all of my paintings, I always paint the whole background first and then start layering on top. But today, just to kind of save a little bit of time and not have to wait for a long time for our background to totally dry, what we're going to do is just create an outline where our bunny's going to live first. And then we're going to paint our background around it, and it's going to look super funky and awesome. And then we'll paint our bunny after. So let's do that. My background colors are going to be teal and white. And I'm going to use, you can use whatever brush you're most comfortable with, but I'm going to use this guy here. It's a medium flat brush. It's just a nylon brush. It's got a flat top on it. I use this brush for a lot of things. And then I have a bigger version too that I usually will paint my whole background with. But just to do the outline of my bunny, I'm going to use this brush. And I'm going to take my teal and I'm going to make my outline of my bunny. So our bunny's head isn't totally, it's a circle, but it kind of comes off the bottom of the page. So I'm just going to take a little bit. Everybody take a deep breath before we get started. Honestly, I have never started a painting where I didn't feel nervous, and I feel nervous right now, and I've been painting for 25 years. So please know that it's okay if you feel a little nervous getting started. And there's no messing this up. We're just gonna start right here, and we're gonna make one line, and this is just gonna be a very basic outline. We aren't gonna be like, oh no, I don't know how to make a circle. We're not going to feel bad at all. We can even go over top of it if it doesn't work out. It's okay. All right. So this is how I'm going to make my bunny. So the ears are going to go almost all the way to the top, almost all the way. Turn around. They get a little fatter at the top and then just a little bit skinnier at the bottom. And you can see it's not this like amazing thing. We're just doing the basic outline for our bunny, okay? And this is just so, and you can make the ears a little floppy. They can really be any shape. And guess what? They're gonna look like bunny ears. They're a little lopsided. I like when my characters have different shaped things. I don't like things to be super duper perfect. And just very slowly, there we go. So there's a really good chance that we might go outside the lines or inside the lines for this. We're not going to be really hard on ourselves. This is just so we can fill in our background around our bunny. And if you go inside the bunny, it's not the end of the world. Chubby bunnies are adorable, Stevie, so it's all good. The chubbier, the better, in my opinion. And then I'm just going to throw my brush right in my water. So you guys are using your own paints and brushes for this. And if you want them to last, one of my rules is whenever you're done using a brush, you can see, I have a cup here of water. Anytime I'm done using the brush, anytime I'm not using it, I don't put it next to my palette, I put it in my water. So your brush isn't going to get dried up with paint while you're not using it, and then you'll be able to wash it properly afterwards and use it forever because it won't get dried up full of paint. So I'm going to use teal and white, and we're going to scribble in the background, okay? So I'm taking a nice big scoop of teal, and I'm just going to start filling it in. I take a little teal and a little white, and I kind of zigzag, crisscross, make things a little funky around the edges. Do a lot of scribbling, okay? And I scribble and I mix the colors together, but I like to see a little bit of the white and I like to see a little bit of the teal. So there's a really good chance that you can overdo it and it all becomes one color. That's what happens when you mix too much. Your colors become one color, which isn't a bad thing. But I like to see a little bit of white and a little bit of teal coming through in the background. So if you're seeing that you have a lot of little holes still poking through your canvas or whatever you're using, when you dip your brush in the water and then dip it in your paint, it really helps extend your paint, and it also helps fill in all those tiny little holes and crevices that might not get filled in with if you just have paint on your brush. So this is a really good opportunity to feel that flow that I was talking about earlier. And just get into it and love it and not have any judgment and just scribble and color in, fill around that bunny head best that you can. Nobody's asking for perfection here. We just want to aim to finish the painting. All right. And there's a pretty good chance I might go faster than you. So don't think that you have to keep up with me either. I will be reposting this replay as well, so you can always refer back to it if something happens and it's taking longer than I am. So excited for Easter. There's been so many bunnies in my neighborhood. How about you guys? You see any extra wildlife lately? They all live in the trees by my house. We have a lot of pine trees around there, and I know that's where their nests are, underneath the pine trees. So you can see I can kind of, there's still a little bit of white poking through here, and then I have my teal around, and we want it to be all funky and 80s style, so let's just fill in those gaps. And I like to repeat myself a lot just because sometimes when you're in it, you don't hear everything that I say. So whenever you're painting and it looks a little dry, or you can see like the little canvas holes peeking through where like the paint didn't totally get in there, the rule is you do a little dip in your cup, a little dip, and then a little dip in your water. And then it fills in those little holes so nicely. Now, the reason why I hit my palette first is because you can see here it almost happened where I dripped down the canvas, which isn't the end of the world, but try not to drip. Alleviate any stress from painting there. And voila. And then while you guys are painting around your bunny, since you're going to want to hang it on your wall after, we're going to also paint the sides of our canvas. If you have a proper canvas, if you're on a canvas board, you don't have to worry about this part, but it's always really nice to get up and around all of the edges and underneath as well, so that it's nice and finished. And you don't have to worry about framing it or anything. It's really light and hangs on the wall super easy. And then don't forget to make your sound effects while you're painting your bunny. Pew, 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 pew. Whatever works for you. I'm just painting all around the edges. You guys loving this yet, or how's everybody feeling? I hope good, because that's the whole point of these things, is to feel good. I feel good, good as I would know. I feel good, so good, so good. I got a bunny. All right. So after my background is totally full, I'm just giving a good rinse to my brush. Why do I see so many sad faces? What is going on? Don't be sad, friends. What is happening? And Matt, what? I don't understand what's going on. Talk to me, peeps. Tanya, I'm glad you're loving it. Stevie, I'm glad you're loving it. Oh, that's cool, Angelina. I'm just glad that you're here. That's sweet. Okay, hearts are and laughter is way better than sad faces, let me tell you. All right. So once you're finished your background, give your brush a really good rinse. Happy Easter to you too. Yay, Bunny Bunny. Because I am going to use my big brush to fill in my bunny. So my bunny's going to be pink. Oh, good. I'm glad Mila's having fun, Cindy. That's awesome. And our bunny is going to be pink and white to start. Yeah, good call, Caitlin. I'm stoked that you decided to not go out anywhere. That's great. Okay. So I'm going to move my original piece in here for a second. And I just want you guys to take a look-see. And you can see I have a mixture of white and pink inside my bunny. And with a lot of my paintings, I basically just alternate colors. So I'll start by adding a little pink, and I'm just going to wisp it in a circle, and then add a little white and just mix the colors in together. I just really like having that different contrast. Oh, hi. Hi, Story. Are you there too, watching? Are you guys coming over soon? My mom has my daughter right now, Story. We're painting a bunny. I'm painting a bunny for you. And she's going to be pink. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to use a little bit of pink and a little bit of white, and I'm going to fill in this area. And you can see here, it doesn't look super hot around these edges, but because we left it open, you can totally paint over top of this area too. So don't feel like you have to stay within the realms of the first bunny that you picked, because obviously it's not the roundest bunny ever. And mine's too skinny, and I really want a chubby bunny too. So what I'm going to do is take my big brush. I gave it a really good rinse. The bottom of my cup and swish it around, and I dried it off on my napkin. And then here I have my pink, and I have some white over here. So I'm going to start by taking a nice big scoop of pink and moving it around. So you can see the more paint that you have, the easier it is to fill in. Yeah, that's okay, Stevie. If you painted in around it, mine's still wet too. That's why we left it open, so we can just go ahead and paint our bunny after. So I put a little bit of pink, and then I'm going to take a little bit of white, and I'm just going to mix the two together. So what I like to do, I start in the middle, and I kind of start making nice circles. So my brush is flat on the canvas, and I push it around in a circle, and you can use a little bit of pressure too. Don't get stingy. Make sure you have enough paint on your brush, and you can paint around those edges. And if you still have a little bit of wetness in your teal, that's okay. Just work with it. If you have to give it a few seconds to let it dry, or a minute or two, that's okay too. It's not rocket science, so just wait until it's dry and then fill it in. Ooh, Mila decided to make a silver bunny. That's awesome. Now, silver can be a tricky color, so you might have to do a couple coats of silver. So there's a few colors that you guys might be using. I will list some. And I will make an example. So if you've ever tried to paint a room red in your house, You will know this, that it takes a good primer, and it still takes like 800 coats of red paint to make it look really, really red. And that's what you might find with some paints. They're a little bit more transparent than others. So if you do have a transparent paint like silver, you might have to do a couple coats, or you can start by using a different color, like, what would go with silver? Like even just a light gray. Mauve is a good one. Mauve isn't super see-through, but just purple is. So if you're using a purple or green or red, there's even some kind of pinks. Anything that's kind of transparent, you might need to do a couple coats of, or mix in some white with it. And that's what I was talking about at the start. So whenever you mix in white with a color, white is usually a pretty opaque paint color. So it goes on nice and thick and it covers things up, which is a really good tool to have. So if I colored all in my bunny, I'd probably use a lot of white to cover up the spots that I didn't want to see the teal. And I'm just going around these edges. So I'll give you another trick here. When you're going around your edges and you might find that your brush gets a little bit dry, this is a really good time to add a tiny little bit of water to your paint. So I just do a little dip, and then I do a little dip in my paint. And make sure you kind of get off some of the excess water, but just having that little bit of liquidiness on my paintbrush really helps fill in those gaps, and it makes nice straight lines. Oh, I'm picking up some of my teal on my paintbrush here. It makes nice straight lines, and it fills in all those little dry gaps that you might get if you're trying to cruise around the edges here. And at any point, if you feel like a brush, like if you're using the big brush and it's too big, just feel free to move a step down. Like if you're coloring in the ears and you don't want to use a big brush, you can always move down to a smaller brush. Don't feel like you have to use a big brush to fill it in. I really like using big brushes because, like I said, I'm kind of a lazy painter and I really, really like to get things done fast. If I don't finish a painting quickly, I kind of just let it go and it goes and dies in the corner. Hola! You're using watercolors. Oh, cool, Claire. That's cool. Watercolors are definitely a little different than your acrylic colors. So acrylic's a little easier to layer, where watercolors are not super great for layering. So it's a good thing we did the bunny white first, because that really helps with your watercolors, because then you can just, the white's already there and you just fill it in. You don't have to worry about covering anything up after. And you can see I can take my brush and just go right over top of some of that teal there. If I want to make his head bigger and fatter, if I really want to make my bunny chubby, chub it up. Chub it up, chub it in. Let me begin. I got a bunny on my canvas, let me sing. I'm not a very good rhymer, so I apologize for that little action there. Okay. And we just keep painting, just keep filling our bunny in. Just take your time. There's no rush, except for to get outside as fast as possible because it's super nice out. And like I said, at any point, see, I just made sound effects. Sound effects really, really help concentration. So whenever I'm going around any edges or making any lines, I always end up making weird sounds while I'm doing that. Kind of sounds like a spaceship. Or like a lightsaber or something. All right, bunny, bunny, bunny. I'm gonna make you even fatter. I can't wait to see everybody's bunnies after. I think that's the best part about these parties, is that I get to see everybody's paintings when they're done, and it's the best. Oh my God, it's snowing. Get out of here. Where, Deanna? Where are you again? Why is it snowing? I'm so sorry. Cindy, yeah, I'm in Ontario too. Where in Ontario are you guys from? Cindy Bun? Paint stuff outside to paint. Oh, good. Ashley, you guys are on it. I was saying I would bring my paint stuff outside, but it's just so much easier to just do it where it's already all set up already. How's everybody doing with their paintings? Mine looks super psychedelic. Holy moly. Straight out the 80s for mine. What decade is your bunny from? Oh, from Windsor. Cool. That's cool. All right. Yeah, I know, right? No thanks. Hey, Sarah. Hey, Dee. I can see you're watching. I always feel like somebody's watching me, and I got no privacy. Oh, whoa. Okay, so I'm just going to sit here and, yeah, you know what, Christy? I don't really believe you. Sorry about that. I mean, does mine look really good right now? It can't, because I know it doesn't. But I'm just giving it a minute and letting things dry up a little bit. We're going to have to fit a little carrot in the middle here. So we'll do that last just to make sure our whole background is nice and dry first. Oh, good. I'm glad Alex is loving this, Stevie. Go, Alex, go. All right. I'll be the judge of this, Christy. Hey, Mary Lynn from Vancouver. That's awesome that you're here from Van. Yeah, and you know, guys, just let me know. Thanks for doing this. My kid's frustrated. Yeah. Hey, kids, honestly, don't get too frustrated. To be honest, I've been painting for a really, really long time, so I tend to do things a little bit faster. Just take your time. There's no rush and there's no judgment. This is not about making the most amazing painting in the world. This is about just doing something different, breaking up the day, feeling good, about getting creative, okay? It's the best medicine. Creativity and exercise are two of the best things you could do for yourself right now. And with that said, I think I'm looking at my bunny and I think I'm pretty happy with it. I mean, I guess I could fix up a little spot here. Getting a little crazy in this area. Maybe go around the edges a little bit more. But once my ears are dry, I'm gonna put the middles of his ears in. And I'm gonna use teal, just like the background. But again, you can use whatever color you want, because it's your bunny. Yay. Hi, Nina and Evangeline. I'm so glad you guys showed up. Our cat is judging us. That's hilarious. Aren't they always? I don't have a cat, but I have a dog that I'm almost 100% positive that he was a cat in a previous life. He likes to jump up on the highest spots in the house, finds the most comfortable spots, will literally scoff at us if we ask him to do anything. And his name's Radio, and he's super cute, but he is very temperamental, that guy. I'm glad you guys are having fun, Jer. Awesome. Mila's bunny is a girl. Great. Yep. Your bunny can be whatever bunny you want it to be. All right, so I'm just going to move my painting in here for a second. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to take some teal. Nope, I'm going to take some white first, actually. I'm going to do white right in the middle of his ears. And I just want you to notice, okay, so this one is like really round. This one's got a point on it. And I really like that about paintings, is that you can really, it doesn't matter. They don't have to be exactly alike. I know some people are a little OCD about that, but I like when there's things that are different and a little lopsided. So I just want you to embrace that, okay? And I gave my other brush a rinse. So I'm using the first brush that we used to make the outline of the bunny. And I'm just going to take some white and I'm going to make 2 ear middles, because I don't know what else to call them. All right. All right. Okay. So just taking my brush. Now we already have paint on here, so there's a pretty good chance that this white won't go on super duper good. So I just have straight paint on my brush right now, and I'm just going to create the space for my ear middle. If anybody has a proper term for what an ear middle is, you let me know. But adding a tiny little drop of water to my paint is going to really help loosen it up, and it helps fill in the holes as well. So I'm going to take a little bit of water, just dab it right on my palette here, just right on the side. You don't have to fill your whole paint thing up with water, just a little dab. And then I'm going to make one white side over here. And you can see it's picking up some of that pink, and I love it. And I don't care. Just let things go as they will. It's kind of nice to just go with the flow, right? We're kind of all forced to do that right now. I hope everybody's staying safe. And going with the flow. All right. One ear middle. And then I'm going to do the other side. This is a good time to make your sound effects. So like shh, shh. Lightsaber it up. All right. Ear middle. Here you go onto my bunny. Ear middle. There we go. 2 ear middles. And then in the middle of the ear middle, I'm going to put some teal. And this time it's definitely going to pick up some of that white because I'm not even waiting. I'm just going for it. So at any time, so this is a really good lesson too. If something doesn't look right or if it picks up too much paint, that's okay. See, at least I've made the space for it right now. And if for some reason I want to go over it again, I 100% can. Okay. So I don't put too much pressure on myself. We're just making the space, and you can see it's going to turn into like a light teal while I do this. And I'm going to be picking up a lot of this white in the middle, but at least I'm making the space for it. And then afterwards, when everything's dry again, I can go right over top of it. Now, if you have, I'm just using my medium flat brush here, but if you have an even smaller brush that you feel like you would get better details at doing this, please feel free. And I want you to see, so I don't expect my hand to be really, really confident and hit it really perfectly a lot. I often use either I'll put my hand on my canvas like I'm using a pencil, or I use my pinky finger just to anchor my hand so I'm not so shaky. So I put my pinky finger down, and that just lets my hand stay nice and still while I'm coloring in these little spaces here. I don't want us to expect too much of ourselves. If it's too wet, that's okay, Stevie. Like I said, you can just make the space for it, and you can always just give it a little bit of a go after. If you just keep going with it, or just wait a minute before you get on to that ear middle. That's the one thing about these virtual parties, is that I can't, I don't have a whip to crack on you guys. I can't see everybody's paintings all at once. So I kind of just gotta go with the flow while I'm here alone in my studio space. And, but if we were together, I would definitely be assessing who's going faster, and I would be able to obviously help you in person if you needed it, which is why live parties are the best. But I had to postpone all of my live parties for now, so at least we can be here together virtually. I have a secret dream of, I've always had a secret dream of being my own version of Bob Ross, so this is a really good outlet for me to practice my Bob Ross skills. I don't think Bob Ross would paint a bunny like this, but he did love pictures, and I do too, so I feel like he's here with us now. All right, how's everybody doing? All good? I'm really, there's 129 of you guys on right now, and I'm very surprised. I did not expect this many people to show up today on this gorgeous day, except for wherever the snow is. Then it's a good day to be inside. He would paint a bunny. That's very true, Cindy. Happy little bunnies and the happy little trees. That clicking sound is just me in my water bottle, by the way. Oh yeah, Bob and Hangovers, did they go one together, Jennifer? Okay, that's a good call. Yep, you can just leave them white or whatever color you want. It's all good. So we have our nice bunny head here. We have our bunny ears and our ear middles. And then we have to put a wee little face on him. All right, look at his cute little face. So he's got two wee beady eyes and a little nose. And just remember, when you're doing this, which I'm obviously going to show you ASAP, his little nose is kind of close to the bottom here, so that his little mouth can kind of cruise off the bottom of the page. Now, if it doesn't work out that way, no worries. It's all good. She traded you for goldfish crackers? No way. Well, you know what? Goldfish crackers are very delicious, so I fully understand. Okay. So what I'm going to do now, you don't need a whole lot of black, guys, so just squirt a tiny, tiny little bit on your palette. The black goes a long way, and you can use, I have like a long pointer brush, and then I also have, where did it go? Where's my brushes at? Well, I can't find it. I'm going to use a long pointer brush, but any kind of like nail brush will work for this. Tanya, whatever. Don't burn it before I see it. At least let me see it first. And you know what? It's perfect bonfire weather, so it's all good. All right, so long skinny brush. And then I'm going to give him two little eyes. So the eyes aren't very big. And you know what? You can have fun with it. This is a really good time that you can kind of go online. There's a lot of really fun bunny eyes that you can make. So maybe you might want to do a little bit of research before you put your little eyes on. Mine are just 2 circles. And, you know, I like to keep them kind of an even distance apart, or a decent distance apart, I should say. And just take my time and make 2 little circles. So I feel like the further apart they are, the cuter it is, but everybody's a little bit different in that department. And bunnies look really, really cute with big eyes too. So I'm going to give them 2 little, tiny little eyes. And you know what? They're not perfectly round, and that's a-okay. Yeah, Linda, for sure it's okay if you do a different face. You definitely do not have to do the same face as me. This is just for fun. I've done this bunny with a couple different classes of kids, and some of the older kids get really creative with their eyes. They've been practicing making like cartoon characters and stuff. So some will do like little winky eyes, or there's a lot of different ways you can give it. Eyelashes. Honestly, this is a really good one to kind of research cartoon eyes and paint them on there as well. And then his nose isn't so round, but it's got a little round top on it. So I'm just going to go here. So it's got just a little curvy top and then a triangle bottom. So 2 lines, 1, 2 are going to come down there. So like I said, I got a little curve at the top of his nose and then 2 lines that come down to a point, just like a triangle. And yeah, my nose definitely is not as far down as on my other paintings. So we just kind of got to roll with it. And just remember, your bunny is not supposed to look exactly like mine. Okay? This isn't about recreating the exact same thing that I'm doing. This is all about creating what you create. And everybody holds their brush differently. Everybody has a different style when they're doing things like this. So you really need to learn how to embrace your own style. And we're all individual people, so our paintings shouldn't look exactly the same. And then from there, I'm going to just take my brush. I'm going to shoot one way. And on my other painting, it went off the canvas, but it is not working out like that for this one, and that is okay. And 1 line this way. Zing! Oh my goodness, he's so cute. Look at his little cute things. And then for the whiskers, I like to add just a little tiny bit of water with my brush into my black paint. So I just took a little dab of water and I mixed it in, because whenever I have a little bit of just a little liquidiness in my black, it really helps make nice long lines with this brush. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to make the little dots that hold his whiskers. So I got, actually the easiest way to do this is to use the actual wooden end of your stick. If you take a little dip in the black and you just really, really, really gently, just bing, 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 dun, dun, dun. And then this way, bing, oh, bing, bing, bing. Now we have 2 little spots where his whiskers live. Oh, and they're a little wonky and I love it. Okay. And then I'm going to do 1 long whisker. And then they just get a little smaller. And shoo. Now, going the opposite way. If you're left-handed, you might want to do it the opposite way, but it's not as easy. So if you need to turn your canvas to make this work for you easier, please do, because it's not as easy to go in the opposite direction. So just move your canvas along. I'm just like, so that it makes it easy on you. Ta-da! Here comes Peter Cottontail, hopping down the bunny trail. Hippity-hoppity, Easter's on his way. Nobody knows the rest of the words. Da-da-da-da-ba-da-da-ba-ba. Okay. How's everybody's bunny faces going? Feeling good? A little wonky? That's okay. All right. So, by this time now, this area in between your bunny's ears should be fairly dry. And I'm just going to put a tiny little bit of orange on my palette and a tiny little bit of green. Oh, freckles are so cute. I love freckles. Mila, you are very creative. Hop? I don't think I've ever seen Hop. Cool. I'll put it on the list. My daughter's only 3.5. She, every time we make her watch a movie, she says, I don't like movies. And we're like, really? Dang. Because there's so many good movies we want to show you. But, oh well. Okay. So we're going to put a carrot in the middle here, and I'm going to go back to my medium flat brush, all right, and I'm going to use a little, it's kind of like a little hack, all right, so I'll show you what I like to do. So we got our palette here. I have my orange paint over here, and I have my white paint over here. Now I'm going to take my orange, and I'm, just put a little on each side of my brush here, flatten it out. And then I'm going to take a little tiny corner of white. And you can see if I pull it on my palette, I should get a little bit of white on one side and a little bit of orange on the other side. Now this is not necessary. You can totally just put orange on there, but it's kind of a fun way to learn how to put a nice little highlight on your carrot. So I got orange and I got a tiny little corner of white there. Now, carrots are fatter at the top and skinnier at the bottom, obviously. And what we're going to do is I'm going to make the little carrot top here. So we need a little bit of space at the top for our greens. So we're going to put some carrot greens up there because that's the most delicious part, I think. I love my greens. And then I'm going to just put a little top on the carrot. So, shoot. It's just got like a little hat there. And then I'm going to take that little corner of white and I'm going to pull down. So as I'm kind of cruising down my canvas, I'm making it's a little bit bumpy on this side because carrots are lumpy. And as I work my way down to the bottom, I'm just going to give my brush a little turn so that it goes on its side so I can finish off my carrot on that side. All right. Now I lost a little bit of white over here, so I'm just going to take my brush and color it in a little bit. Your carrot might need a couple coats as well because of the weird teal color in the background, or not. It's up to you. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So on this side, it's actually going to be a little bit more lumpy. So I'm going to give it just a couple lumps. You can put as few or as many lumps as you'd like here. So one, and they're all different sizes. I'm kind of like lumping my brush on the way down here. So start at the top, and just cruising down until finally I kind of bring my brush on its side again and finish off the little point on my carrot. Now, with that little bit of orange on my brush, and I'm going to put another little squiggle of white on there, I'm going to finish my carrot by coloring it in from side to side. So this helps my carrot have those, when you're, what do they call it? They're like the little veins in the carrot, so you can kind of see them, and they go around the carrot. So that's why I like to color it in from side to side instead of up and down. And then you already start to get that little shape in there that makes it look like a carrot. Fill some of these spaces in. Now, if you haven't done your carrot yet, just remember a really good rule of thumb, pretty much for anything that you paint, any object. It's always good to start small because you can always get bigger, but it's a little bit harder to make things smaller if they're too big. I mean, it's possible and you can cover things up and so on and so forth, but if you start small, you're guaranteed to be able to grow it, whereas if you go really big, it's hard to manipulate it after. So, something to keep in mind. And there's our carrot. I'm just going to put a little extra white over here just to give it that little extra highlight. Shoo, shoo, shoo. And then let some of those nice little white highlights kind of cruise in our carrot there. Give it a lot of texture. All right. I'm assuming that the bunny's just thinking of the carrot in this picture. Or he's just waiting for the carrot to drop on his head. I'm not sure. But I think he's dreaming of the carrot right now. Now, we're going to make some little greenery at the top here, and I'm going to go back. Tanya, like I said, I am going to be the judge of this, but for now, just keep going. It's all about, we're going to get through this together, okay? So I'm going to go back to my long skinny brush, and I'm going to grab a little mixture of this. I got this leafy green, kind of lime green. You can use any green you want, to be honest. I would say you could use teal, but it's going to mix too much into the background. So use a different green. Or you know what? Get super psychedelic. Use blue or purple, or just go crazy. It doesn't have to be green. It can be whatever color you want it to be. So I'm going to take a little green and I'm going to mix it with a little bit of white, just like we did with the carrot, just to give it that little highlight. And then I'm going to make 3 little skinny little pieces. One coming out that way. And then I'm going to put one coming out this way just to give our carrot some greenery. This one's going to flop over to the side over here. And then at the end of my little things, I just give them a little scribble. It's like a little scribble dot, just to, like, it's got like a little leaf on the end. Scribble, scribble, dot. Scribble, scribble, dot. There we go. No problem, Marilyn. My pleasure. Thank you for appreciating it. I really appreciate that. I'm sorry to hear that, Jake. That probably means that you need to give it another coat of orange if your carrot is looking like throw up. Oh, Lindsay, that's okay. This is a really easy one to cover up. So, if you messed up the bunny, you can totally make the edges bigger. It's okay if you have to do a couple coats around here. So when we made our ear middles, I'm going to go back around the edges here with my white just to darken it up. and your teal might need a little bit of darkening up, and your edges might need a little bit of cleaning up, and it's okay. It just takes a little bit of time. Yes, and I agree. I can't wait to see what everybody did. Okay, so we're coming into the last details of our painting. So I just gave my brush a little rinse, and I'll show you what we're gonna do. So I have my original here, and we're just gonna take the long skinny brush and we're gonna put a few little white strokes in here, and then we're going to take the black and make just a few tiny little black strokes, and try not to go crazy with it. There's not a whole lot. So basically where the crevices are in your carrot, that's where our little highlights and lowlights, is what I like to call them, are going to be. So I got a couple crevices here, and I'm going to go, you can kind of use the crevices on both sides. I'm just going to start with a little white to start, and just really gently, I'm gonna swoop over from side to side, just to kind of define where our little carrot nubbins are there. Shoot, shoot, shoot. On both sides. And you can get like, get expressive in your carrots. So like if you want to make a couple little X's just to kind of give it a little bit of character, and then you can take a little extra white and give a little scribble in your leafies here. Heck, you can get crazy and scribble some white inside your bunny too if you want to, and fix up the white areas. I'm all about the easier the better. So when I'm in a color, if I'm using white right now, before I go and rinse my brush and just keep using all the different colors, I always like to give a second look at my canvas and ask myself, where can I use white? Is there white needed in any other area while I got my brush out and I'm using it? So yeah, there's definitely a few spots here that I can use, you know, fix up around the edges of my ears. You know, if you are feeling really saucy, check this out. You can totally put a couple little dots in his eyes there too. Now they're all like dreamy. Little highlight on his nose. There's all sorts of different things you can do. So when you're in the white or whatever color you're using, just make sure you give a double check before you go rinsing your brush, and make sure all the areas that need filled in are filled in. All right, so now I'm going to do that exact same process, but with my black paint. So I'm just going to take a tiny little bit of black right on the tippy edge of my skinny brush here, and put some little hashtags and X's and extra marks in my carrot. Make sure my little leafies have little centers in them. And so on and so forth. What is with the angry faces? There's so many of them. Why? I don't know how this works. Now there's sad faces. Oh my goodness, what is happening? Oh, good, Lindsay. I'm glad yours has eyelashes. I love little eyelashes. You know what? I'm gonna get crazy and I'm gonna put some eyelashes on my bunny too. So, because, oh no, too much water on my brush. Uh-oh. This is a good lesson in fixing up. So I just made a line and it had too much water in it. So I just took my brush and pulled it out. And then I'm just going to take a little bit of pink and white, cover it up. Don't panic too much if that happens. Just got to cover it up. Me trying to get all fancy and put eyelashes on it. See what happens? But that's okay. At least I tried, and that's the whole point. If you don't try, you don't know. If you don't practice, you don't get better. So just keep going, keep practicing, and you'll get better. So let's try that one more time. Oh my goodness. So good. All right. All right, so we're coming to the end of our painting here. If you are not done yet, that is okay. Your homework is to just finish it. All right. No pressure. So now that I have all the elements on there, I can take my brush and I can, cruise around the edges and make them a little more solid. I can put some swishy little white strokes in there if I want to, just to vibe it up a little bit, like shoo, shoo, shoo. Put some highlights on there. And I'm gonna take my brush and make sure that all my ear middles and everything are all filled in and all nice and good. And you can see I kind of have like this is the difference between my paintings. So I got this one here and this one here. They're a little different. And, oh, I can't see. Such a small phone. So I'm just doing this on my phone. So this is my original, and that is my new one. And then whenever you're done, you can totally give it a little signature there. Just a little, whoop. You gotta sign your painting when you're done with it. Initials are fine, or a thumbprint or something, just to claim it as your own. Christy, don't give up. You're not allowed to give up. You have to finish it because I need to see the end result. Okay? Does anybody have any questions before we sign off and get to getting outside, unless you're outside already? Anybody? Anyway, I'm just really proud of everyone showing up today. Thank you so much for being here. I totally love doing this with you guys. I'm not exactly sure when the next one's going to be. Maybe sometime this weekend. We will see. If you guys want to give me any ideas as to when a better time, I've been trying to do one kids party and one adult party a week. So the kids ones have been during the day. If you feel like this would be better done at night, let me know. I only know if you tell me. This is all brand new to me, so I'm just flying by the seat of my pants in this department. So I really appreciate the feedback, and I hope everybody has a really super amazing Easter. I hope the Easter Bunny treats you well. Oh, good. Thanks, Katie. Yay, thanks, Susan. I'm so glad you guys had a good time. I did too. Bunnies are fun. And please, please, please send me pictures of your paintings because I can't wait to see them all. How did I get good at painting? I literally just painted. Like I said, I've been painting for 25 years. So I love it so much that I actually just want to do it all the time. And I am by no means the best painter. I am just an okay painter, but I love it so much that I don't care. And for sure, in the last few years that I've done these parties with everybody, I've been getting better and better. And that's how it works. The more you do, the better you get. Practice. If you like doing it, just keep going. Thanks, Gail. Thanks, Caitlin. Thanks, Cindy and Steph and Hannah. Yeah, I know, right? We's getting old. 25 years, come on. Oh, thanks, Jennifer. I'm really glad you guys had a good time. Yeah. And kids, just keep going. If you enjoyed this, we'll do some more next week, okay? All right, perfect. I'll just say one more time if you guys didn't get the memo. If for some reason you really, really loved this party and you feel like you want to donate or tip me a little bit, there's a few links in the details of the live and then in the first comment below as well if you if that's your jam. If not, all good. Okay, thanks guys. Have a great day, enjoy the sun, and I'll see you soon, okay? Lots of love to you. Okay, bye.